Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to go through and kick this off quickly. We're going to be going through today and getting the um, Keeper Stone, which will make you immune to Implosion. So we're going to start off like always in Portaplane, that way it's nice, simple, easy, and everyone knows where you are. Go ahead, go off into Cone, which is now called Cross Blades. In. There we go. Alright, so the basic form, the basic path is that you go down, go into deep, be off on the side or here. At the moment, don't really have too much in terms of this guy. I'm only level 21, just barely, and I don't have anything amazing in terms of gear. I have gone through and gotten me Warrior's Dream, and for the purpose of this run through, just to make things simple, I do have a Greater Wish on. That being said, I am just using a Rapier 5. Rapier plus 5, which is, again, nothing huge, nothing great, nothing superly amazing. That being said, when you go through and you come down, be forewarned that it is an absolute pain in the butt to do solo, and as you will likely see, I will probably eat it 2 or 3 times at least. So if you haven't gone through and you haven't done it already, I would highly recommend that you talk to Skippy and get the token from him. When you go through, the reason to do that is when you get the token from Skippy, and if I die and I go back to Temple, I'll probably wind up grabbing that, which at this point I fully expect to roll a 1 at least once. But the reason to do it is that way, if you go through and you have Skippy's token, you respawn in Cross Blades instead of in Temple, which will make your run back to the area much additionally, if you already have gone through and you've ground out the Mithril in order to use pillars, you can go through and use pillars at the very beginning of the Stone Passage to teleport straight to Mithril Fin, and then from Mithril Fin you can go down to the university. So, we should be hitting Mithril Fin right now. We're here, where it says the Mithril Skills, right behind that, just in case, is where you go through and you go to get the love it when brain doesn't. Mithril Pillar, there we are. So the Mithril Pillar's here, you'd come out, go this way. Then you come down this way. And over here in the bottom left hand is where the entrance to the university. It's not marked on the map for whatever reason, but that is where it is, as you're about to see here. When you go to the university, keep in mind that you do need to go through, here as promised, you do need to go through and talk to the headmaster, the administrative staff, in order to get a campus pass. That way you're actually allowed to go in various classrooms. If classes like this actually existed, I'm fairly certain that they would be either completely banned or they would be run by the same professors who went through and taught me, because several of them had an affinity for pain and suffering, as evidenced by the dropout rate from me program. But I finished, so I don't know what that really says about me. Regardless, here in the administrative office, once you get here, go up, talk to Jessial, this person. Tell him that you need to go through, basically just spam 1, and it will, right there, as you can see at the bottom, get you a nice little campus pass so that you can go through and actually get into the buildings. And now if you come down across the bridge, it's just behind the administrative office right there, and you'll keep going. I want to say it's the first building on the right, if memory. Yep. What you want to do is find Professor Mixiez, talk with him. He will go through and give you an item that you then allows you to open the door so that you can go in and play with the wee little buggers who are there. Fair warning, they have fairly high ABs, and so while you think, oh, I can't wait for these lads to go through and stop using Implosion, while they're using Implosion is actually the best. You can go through and just spam 1. It's a fun storyline and whatnot, but again, you'll go through, get the key, and just trying to be quick for sake here. In, yes, it is 2 full doors, don't worry, this is just to go through and make you crap your pants, because, well, that's what it does for most. The other thing is, these wee lads go through and they will do quite a bit of damage once they're able to go through and cast, done casting Implosion at you. Whew. They are not crit immune, so if you can save up and wait until you have Devastating Crit, or Dev Crit, it might be well worthwhile. I'm running in now with just Overwhelming Crit, so... As you can see, it's one cast of Implosion. A few times you can get two, and then they're off to the run off and start doing quite a bit of damage. Other thing is, if you are a mage, it actually makes it quite simple. Sit there, get shields, let them bash you. Big deal. Not a huge deal, but if you are an actual fighter, a lot of times you can deal enough damage to save yourself a lot of time. So we're going to go through, and there's quite a few of them. We'll do them as quickly as we can. Hopefully that we'll be able to do without dying. Hopefully. They do go through and they do also drop, I want to say, 7,500 gold if memory serves. Or it does serve. Right. Other thing is, while we have it. Using different buffs, be warned. As you saw at the very beginning, they will go through cast. Dispel. I want to say that there is a general area dispel as well for Invis. I want to say Greater Sanctuary does not get knocked out, but I want to say that this does. And if these lads are not true seeing, I know that the very last one is. There's that. So AC of 41. Okay, come away. I don't have a ton of HP. Fair warning. Out. That's much better. Much better crit range. Straight up. Frequently, the reason that people die is because they are going through and they've got one too many of these guys on them. Or because, like this, they just continually cast Implosion until, you know, go through and you roll a 1. You're dead? Note to self, make sure that you actually double check your kills. Alright, we're gonna go through, pause it here, and I'll be back after I've gotten a little bit further. Okay. So at this point we're going through, and I'll be honest, I don't know whether the recording went through and paused when it was originally intended to pause or whatnot. But at this point, I've gone through and can confirm that there's 16 or 17 of the wee little buggers. Starting here, going all the way around, and in a moment, when I run back, I'll show you what the remains more or less were there. At this point, this should be the very last bit. I want to say that there's a map here, or a mat here rather, that when you run over it, it spawns the last map. Yep, just like that. I want to say that this one is actually immune to crits, yep, and also to, or not immune to death magic. So, if you're a caster, here's a leg up on everything for you. The fact that you went in here with really low HP means that, you know, here's the flip side of it. You don't have to deal with him as well. Now, as long as you can continue to hit him like you can see here, you can in general go through and disrupt his spells. I want to say that he has to cast one before he can go through and actually start meleeing. he is just as bad, if not worse, than all the wee buggers because his hits, they're tanky and beefy. But, see down the bottom, quite immune to critical hits, making him an absolute pain in the neck. Everything else would have been long dead by now. But, not getting complaining too bad because we're still getting at least 40 damage a swing on him, which is not amazing, but it is certainly better than nothing. And certainly better than a lot of the others. But at this point what's going to happen is he'll go through, he'll drop a stone. I believe it looks like the Stone of Recall original game. Although I'm probably misremembering. So the other thing is that you do need to make sure that you're immune to mind affecting spells. If memory serves, he does fear you. Probably the easiest one to get your hands on is the Marvel helmet. Again, just this means that for the most part you'll have it for a while. Once you can go through and get a let's look, I want to say it has it on. Well, nope. It's the crits. That's what I was. At any rate, Marvel's helmet's fairly easy to get your hands on, get a hold of. Like, if me mind can pick between the two, and then you come here. There you have it. Keeper Stone. Need. It does have 5 uses per day, and it is uses per day. I usually keep mine down here. It is 5 uses per day. You only need 1. Every use lasts a full server reset. So if you go through and you run 5 server resets in a row, I suppose at that point the real question is, why are you not resting? You can bash this whatever you want. It doesn't actually do anything. It's just there as a prop. Hey guys, I went through the recording and realized that there was 3 pieces of information that I talked about, but I had not gone through and actually shown. So the first one we're going through and doing DMs. DMs are going to DM, I suppose. Of course, Nina does this when I'm trying to go through the board. Thank you, Nina. Anyway, I suppose there's a reason we'll be using a portaplane. So, the 3 things are Skippy's token, magic eaters, and the actual locations. So, first thing is, in order to get rid of Skippy's token, once you need it, once you have it, you can come here to the librarian. Tell her you want to look at the book selection. Right here is a magic eater. That's 26 gold. If you're going and you're getting a keeper stone, you should be able to afford 26 gold. And the reason why you go through and get it, so if you go through and you decide that you don't want to continually respawn at Skippy if you die, and instead you want to respawn at the temple, then you can go through and you can use the magic eater on the token, and you will no longer excuse me, you will no longer go through and on Skippy. I am going to use it just so that I can go through and I can actually get the dialogue again. Right now, go here and I ask him for it. It should. Well, that's. So does that mean I have 2? Well, I'll have to go through and report that to Nina. But I suppose you can get as many as you want. But as soon as you decide that you're done, go through, use it on 1, you get a nice implosion effect, and go away. As soon as it goes away, if it is not in your inventory, you won't go through and you won't spawn here anymore. Now that being said, since the Deep Places entrance right here and Skippy's right here, you're going to be working down in the deep for quite a while. I would highly recommend go through, talk with Skippy, get it. It is far more convenient to go through and spawn here than it is to go through and spawn back in Temple. So with that being said, last piece of information that I forgot to mention is this. Going through and having all of the different spawn locations of the different little beasties. Keep in mind that these two right here, these two are not the last man. The last man is here. He's triggered by the area mat transition, or the area mat that as you walk over it transitions and it spawns him. That way you can't go through and just cheese him from afar. You do have to actually walk up to him in order to be able, and he has to be in range of you in order for you to be able to go through and cast an area of effect spell like Whale of the Banshee. Regardless, this is where all of the spawn locations roughly are for the different beasts. Hopefully that goes through, that helps you out. Hopefully all of this has been useful. If you guys need help, that was the other thing that I mentioned. Well, I thought I was recording, but it wasn't. And it's this. If you go through and you wind up just having absolute rubbish time trying to get the Implosion Stone, speak up. As you can see right now, there are a fair number of people that are on. And I know that if I went through and I shouted and I asked, hey, can someone please help me get this bloody thing? Someone would help. Now, chances are that they're going through and they're doing a run. If they're doing a run, there's a good chance that someone will help. And probably before the run's even done, they'll probably log out, swap characters, run in, nuke the entire area for you, and then swap characters back. For the most part, it's not too much of a big deal, but if it takes us a little bit longer than it might otherwise, than you might otherwise like, sorry, but that's just kind of how it goes. We'll help as much as we can, and in general, everyone's fairly open to helping people. I'll catch you all later.